Hello everyone and welcome to Blog Run Everything and welcome back to the channel and welcome to what is going to just be like a brief upload here today. I had some thoughts swirling around in my mind regarding Barcelona's upcoming transfer window, for this coming summer, which I don't know, I guess we're in the transfer window already, so it's just some stuff that I've been thinking about, looking at moves that already might be happening and also moves that won't be happening, at least from what we're hearing from the parties involved. And I've just been wondering, like, in general, like, is this summer just about to be a disastrous transfer window for FC Barcelona? Like, what exactly is about to unfold? And there are a couple of reasons why I'm asking these questions, which I will get round to, chiefly though it has to do with people who are in charge of recruitment at the club. Who exactly is in charge? Is it Deco? Is it Flick? Is it Jorge Mendes? Is it Joan Laporte? Like, who exactly is in charge with these transfers, and where could we be heading with the way that things are going, and what really should be our focus here? Yeah, you know what I mean? That's pretty much what we're going to discuss here. But before I even get to that, I think something which I have to talk about. I've been wanting for the longest time now to talk about Barca Femení, Barcelona's women's team, because they have honestly just had one of the most remarkable seasons for a sporting team, like, period. Across any discipline. I don't think you find a more dominant season by a sports team than what Barca Femení have managed to achieve this season. Not only did they go and win the Champions League, like, for the second season in a row, and not only did they already win the Copa de la Reina, which is the Copa del Rey for the women, the cup for the women, yeah, and they went on as well to win La Liga, of course, Liga F as it's called. And here's the part which I think puts the cherry on the top of the cake, because in their run in Liga F, FC Barcelona Femení went undefeated. They played 30 matches and they won 29 matches out of 30 that they won, and the other one, of course, was a draw. So one draw, no losses, and they scored a ridiculous amount of goals, something like 137, whilst only conceding 10. Yeah, you heard that right. They only conceded 10 goals this season. So, I think that's a pretty remarkable achievement, which we'll maybe never see another team be able to replicate. I mean, at least not at the highest level in their respective discipline, right? It's very unlikely we'll see anything like this, and that's a reason why I think we should take some time just to appreciate everything that Barca Femení did. And I mean, Jonathan Giraldez, what a way to sign off here with that undefeated season. It's the first time, by the way, that Barca Femení have achieved that in their entire history, going undefeated in a league campaign. So, it's worth all of the plaudits. Of course, last season they almost did it, but they still lost. This season, it wasn't going to happen. They were not going to lose, and I'm honestly glad and I'm proud as well to say that they did a very good job. So, yeah, let's now move on and talk about the men's team and talk about the upcoming transfer window involving the men's team, because there are a couple of things that are, maybe irking me or just worrying me, or, making me look at things with a pessimistic eye, looking at things with a pessimistic perspective. And just to kind of get into that, I will first of all start by talking about a rumored transfer that could be happening, which is an exit for FC Barcelona. And no, it's not the exit of Ferran Torres, it's not the exit of Eric Garcia, it's not the exit of Clement Longley, or all those other guys who we were looking at thinking, oh, this guy's a dead weight for the first team. No, It's the exit of Mikhail Faye. And the reason is pretty simple. It said that Mikhail Faye wants to have regular first team minutes. Now, obviously, that's unlikely to happen when he has to, dislodge Ronald Araujo, he has to dislodge Pau Kubarsi, he has to dislodge Christensen and Kunde as well, possibly. And, well, we're told Eric Garcia will be coming back, so Eric Garcia as well. So he would start as like the sixth choice for Barca. So rather than do all of that, he wants to leave. He wants to leave and go somewhere where he will play. Currently, it's being rumored, at least as of today, on Monday, the 17th of June, when I'm recording this. Right now, it's being reported that FC Porto are about to make an offer to FC Barcelona of 15 million so that they can sign Mikhail Faye from Barca. And now you start wondering, 15 million, is that really enough money? There are rumors, of course, that Barca want to have a buyback clause inserted into that deal, which makes sense because he really shouldn't even be leaving Barca in the first place, if you ask me. Looking at our injury record, purely speaking, just from that perspective. But anyhow, there's that, but there's also the fact that FC Porto apparently don't want to have that buyback. And I wonder why. Could it be that they realize he's quite a gem who is going to be able to fetch them easily 4 or 5 times what they're going to spend on him? And well, we've seen just how much central defenders have been going for recently, thinking about guys like Guardiola, think about guys like Ruben Diaz. So, they can cost quite a pretty penny, right? Kim Min-jae, is that his name? The guy from, Bayern Munich, the Korean dude. Not Pep Guardiola's Korean guy. Yeah, another Korean guy. So looking at all of that, and you're wondering, is this going to really be good business for Barcelona? Should they actually do it? And what's motivating Barcelona to make this sale to FC Porto in particular? Because we know for a fact that Mikhail Faye has admirers elsewhere, like in the Premier League or in the Bundesliga, who are willing and capable to pay way more than that 15 million. That's the first question which you have to ask. I mean, it's very rare that Barcelona do actually sell a player and buy them back. I think the last time I saw that happen, where it worked out for Barcelona, selling a player with a buyback and, they bought him back and then sold him for more. It was Marco Correa. But even with him, just look at the minute amounts of money we're looking at there, right? Nothing like the 60 million that Brighton would then go on to make from him, later on down the line. So personally, I'm not confident that Barcelona will be able to do any good business by selling Mikhail Faye. Generally, Barca don't do well in those kinds of deals, and I don't see that changing anytime soon, especially since they're selling him to a club which, is well connected to Jorge Mendes, to put it that way. And it makes you wonder, is this really doing Jorge Mendes and his boys a favor type of deal? Because we all know, right, that FC Barcelona are still out there trying to sign both Joaos, who they had from last season, Joao Cancelo and Joao Felix. With Joao Cancelo, though, it's being said that Man City are demanding 30 million from Barca, or something a little bit more than that. And they're saying that they will include Joao Cancelo in their preseason squad, and they'll take him with them on preseason, which, we all know is probably just a way to try and strong arm Barcelona here into coughing up the money that they want. Which, once again, brings me to this place where I'm asking, if it's for 30 million, does Barca really need to sign Joao Cancelo? And what's the real reason that they're going to be signing him in that case? Once again, it's going to come back to Jorge Mendes. He's going to be the reason that if Barcelona do sign Joao Cancelo, they're going to sign him because of Jorge Mendes, if it's at that price that Man City is insisting on. Personally, I think Barca shouldn't be paying more than half of that. Of course, Man City do have the right to demand what they want. He is their player. They do have him still locked down for 3 more seasons, I think. So, that's their issue though. But hey, we'll see how all of that goes. We move on from Cancelo, and then of course we do have to also talk about João Felix, who, for the likes of me, I cannot understand why there is even any talk being entertained of João Felix coming back next season. What did he prove? What did he do that made you think this is the guy that can get us out of this mess? This is the guy that can be the backbone of this team. Lamine Yamal regularly showed more heart, more, drive, more intensity than he did. And Lamine Yamal was like 7 or 8 years younger than he is, right? So, you look at all of that stuff and you start to wonder, once again, what could be the motivating reason for Barca to insist on getting João Felix? And again, it comes back to Jorge Mendes. Then you hear that there are rumors that, maybe in Barcelona's loan of João Felix this time around, they could loan someone like Vitor Roque to Atletico de Madrid. Which, again, you start to look at this and wonder, what exactly is Barcelona doing here? Vitor Roque is a player who's going to cost them something like 60 million, right? 60 million euros. And for one reason or another, they either don't want to give him game time or they don't even want him in the team. So, what's going on here? Why did you sign him to begin with then? Is it a Deco thing? And speaking of Deco as well, there's this weird rumors that are popping up of Barcelona being linked with some random left back from Fluminense. Now, granted that the story in this case starts out by saying that it's Hansi Flick who wants more depth at left back, which I don't know why, to be quite honest, especially since he hasn't even yet had the time to, see the whole squad and see who he has at his disposal. Because currently already in the fullback areas, at left back, Barcelona already have Alejandro Balde and Hector Fort. That's not even considering the fact that they might be getting João Cancelo, so you could add him as well to depth at left back. So that's 3 guys already who could be taking up minutes playing at left back. And of course at right back, they're going to have Julian Araujo coming back, and most likely we might see Jules Koundé continue turning up at right back next season. So tell me exactly, why do Barca need more depth at fullback? I do not understand it. I don't get it. And I think it's really just cap, to be honest. And it's really more motivated by, I'm going to guess, Deco, because the kid in question, this Esquerdinha, I believe is his name, 18 years old. He is the starting left back for Fluminense's B team. So he's not even a starter for Fluminense. He's their B team starting left back. And apparently he has a release clause of 60 million euros. But they're saying, Barca's scouting department has been following him for a long time. Barca need the recruitment. They need that left back. So 60 million for a B team player who's not even going to be a starter when he comes at Barca. I mean, we've already done that with Vitor Roque, and Vitor Roque was arguably a good investment. This kid isn't even starting where he is. Vitor Roque was a starter. He was one of the top scorers in the Brazilian league until, injury interrupted his season. He would have probably been the top scorer if not for that injury. But here now we have this left back, this kid who, I'm not trying to dunk on him or anything like that, right? But obviously he's not, making any waves. He's already 18, all right? At 18, if you're that good, you should probably be starting, and you shouldn't just be the starting left back for, Fluminense B team. And on top of all of that, there's the fact that Barcelona has a certain Alex Valle, who they loaned out to Levante last season, who is a pretty darn good left back. And he's there, he's an option who they can easily bring into the first team. So I'm sorry, but this business with this Esquerdinha kid, for me, it's just reeking of Deco trying to do some favors, just Deco trying to get a player who he wants, because I feel like that's what happened with Vitor Roque. you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that Xavi didn't want Vitor Roque and probably didn't ask for him. Okay, it was a Deco signing, and once again, this Escadinha business is sounding to me like a Deco signing, but it's coming in for so much money. Like, why would you pay all of that money? Why not take that 60 and pay for Nico Williams? Why can't you take that 60 million and pay the release clause for Zubimendi, who's going to be a better signing than even Joshua Kimmich at that defensive midfield role? Because, Joshua Kimmich's best games have been coming at right back. He's not even playing as a holding midfielder for either Bayern or the German national team right now. So, there's a lot of worrying rumors. You can see why I'm being bent out of shape with this thing. So, yeah, that's basically what I just want to talk about here. I don't really have much more. Probably more is going to pop up. I mean, there's obviously the Ferran Torres business as well. Newcastle United offering 15 million plus 5 million in variables. But, from what it's looking like, Ferran Torres isn't even interested in, looking anywhere outside Barca. He's determined to stay at Barcelona. So if Ferran Torres is going to be staying at Barca, explain to me why you need to bring back João Felix. We still have the Ansu Fati situation to sort out. So what's all this João Felix business and all this? Well, I don't know, guys. I hope that this isn't going to go the way that I'm thinking it's going to go right now, but it's looking like it's going to be the most chaotic window in as far as, the targets and how they're going to be recruited for Barca. I think this will be one of the most chaotic ones that we're going to see. There's no more Alemany to do smart business for us, and there's no more Xavi or whoever to demand a certain type of player who the team needs, like a pivot. So I'm scared, honestly, to see what's going to happen. But let's see what happens. Aside from that, though, I thank you all for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about this upcoming transfer window. And, are you hopeful for any of these deals happening? Or are you scared, like I am, of some of these deals happening or not happening? Let me know your thoughts. But aside from that, I thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, and Forza Barca.